Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another WWE Champions and another episode in the series of top 5 characters to take 7-star in a certain class. This video is going to be on Acrobat Males. Acrobat Males are actually a tough class to also decide just because there's actually a really good amount of them that do really well actually at 7-star. So we'll talk about obviously the top 5 as well as my 2 honorable mentions and get into them in the ranking. As always, if you haven't seen this before, I will be listing the top 5 acrobats, but before that, I have 2 honorable mentions that are in no particular order. On top of that, this is my list. It is a subjective list, so please keep that in mind. Obviously, the hope of these videos is to give you information and my advice on who I think is the best and for you to decide who is the best going to be for your roster, hopefully taking my advice into account as well. As again, end of the day, it is your roster, and I'm just here to try and help you get the most of it and kind of push you in a direction that will help you influence your choice to get the best choice possible so that you get a 7-star that you do not regret taking up. And in case you are in the future, where, maybe a few months from now and you come back and watch this video, there might be newer acrobats in the game that currently don't exist when I rank them. So in case you are from the future, the last character for the Acrobat Males that came out for me, as of recording this, is Vikingo. Actually, not Vikingo. Jey Uso Acrobat Samoan Twins is technically the last one. So, as of recording, it is Jey Uso Samoan Twins. So now let's get into the 2 honorable mentions, and then we'll go into our top 5. My first one on the honorable mention is going to be CM Punk, voice of the voiceless. Punk is fantastic of a card, especially if you have his gear. And, all color 4, always useful, right? So let's get into why Punk is on an honorable mention, not on the list, and why you should honestly still take him up to 7-star at some point, because he is really good. PG era obviously is a requirement of a class that is a little tough to do. I mean, don't get me wrong, there is a good amount of PG males now that are like really good. Punk, S.E. Cena, Shawn Michaels, Mr. WrestleMania. Chosen One, I believe, is another one. So there's some good ones, but he is very, very strong. He's got a fantastic reversal, as it's MP reversal. This is my build of choice with Punk. You modify the color turn, you put the row break, the X breaks down, and then you make multis of strength 20 base. Obviously, if you have bow, and because for me, I don't have to run any MP, we get to run Mosh and bow and king. So that's 17 times 23s, which is a huge buff. And the reason why I have the color turn move in is, 1, it's it has that reversal, and 2, instead of running a rainbow explosion, I can run a Punk's gauntlet and get the same benefit. And I also have the braid plate on him as well. He hits pretty freaking hard. At 7-star, I presume about 400 or 500 mil with gear, so like not a bad hit at all. Possibly might hit harder, I don't know for sure, but I will tell you right now, he is a phenomenal card, and he definitely would not be a bad option to take 7-stars. Yes, pretty good damage, great reversal. MP really isn't an issue for him. An era that, while it does have good characters, they're still a little tough to get. Like, because they're so good, most of them, they are still a bit rare to get. So if you do have this Punk, I do really like him, and I want to use him more, but just currently there are better people on, and that's why he just didn't make the list for that reason. My second honorable mention is going to be Captain Rhodes. Realistically should have been called Captain Cody, but is what it is. Anyway, Cody Rhodes, Captain Cody, really is my second honorable mention, because he has a lot of good stuff going for him as well. Now, I don't have him, but I do have his gear already unlocked, so when I get him, we'll have that. Gear, obviously important, helps any character out, right? Gears always help. However, he is the only current male in the game, or actually character for that matter, that is an S plus that has a hot tag. No other characters in S plus with hot tag. I don't know why he is the only one, but Cody Rhodes is the only one that is an S plus with a hot tag. He has some really good builds. I do like his reversal. He can technically stun lock depending on who you fight. He can set off the yellow Piper plate multiple times. That's what he mainly needs in order to get going, by the way, is the yellow Piper. And then I would say mini yellow rumble. I mean, while I don't have him, my brother actually does have him, and he really likes his Cody. He has the gear and stuff, and he absolutely loves Cody. He runs the drop down, the Cody cutter, and then diving moonsault because, for a lot of cases, right, showdowns, whatnot, chaotic is a very common subclass to fight, and then you can stun lock, so even if he doesn't kill, he's going to kill. And he does pretty good damage. His at 6 gold is doing 300 something million. I presume at 7-star you're looking closer to that 4, maybe higher. And because he has a hot tag, he loves him in tag matches for that reason, as it buffs his damage up real quick. As I showed him a hot tag idea of mine, which I might make a video. I might steal his account and make a video on him, but he can do like 3 billion hot tag, which is really strong. That's taking down pretty much any other 7-star in the game. So that's why I have Cody honorable mention. On his own, against a certain thing, he's going to win, but compared to other characters, he doesn't hit as hard. But with the hot tag and the tag match, he becomes really quickly very strong. So, and that's why I like him a lot. And he looks pretty sweet. It's Cody Rhodes too. So, I don't hate him either. So there we go. That is my honorable mentions. Now, there's a few other characters I want to talk about before my top 5 that just didn't make the list, but I think are still good ones. And it's 2, I think, right in front of me. Actually, no, it's 3 right in front of me. Half Macho with everything, I think, is maybe a viable option still. I don't think he's as good as Cody and Punk, but I think you could make an argument that with his moment, with all his gears, you can make a pretty good argument that he will win pretty easily. And he's half link. He's got some stun stuff as well. He's got a pretty good reversal. So I kind of want to just say that too. He's not a bad option. This John Cena SE, Chain Gang SE, is also a very viable option. I don't have the right stuff on him, but if you had the Rainbow Crossfire, dude can do like 500 mil already. So if you have the right plates, I think you can like 600, 700 mil someone at 7-star. And that's taking down pretty much anyone. So I actually really think this one's pretty good. And while he doesn't have any health moments, he does have a health gear. So, I would say, make that work. So if you like this John, I do like this John as well. He is a good character to run. And now lastly, I have Penta on here. Penta Era is still, I think, in a class of his own, but because of his turn 2, he's not hitting as hard. He's hitting a lot less, but the versatility he has, especially in tag matches, and the fact that he's unreversible and is just really hard to counter, that's why I just want to talk about him real quick, because he didn't make the list because his damage is too low. But my god, this is still one of my favorite characters in the game to play around with, especially in showdowns and tag teams. I didn't put Woods on the list. You definitely could put Woods on here, especially with the gear. However, what he requires in order to do big damage, if you have another character that is on the list, he is so much better than Woods, and we'll get to that pretty soon. But that's why Woods is just, I don't know. Like, he's not bad. He's also great tag team shenanigans as well. But for me, he kind of is down on that list. All right. That's a lot more people than I was going to... I can't speak. that's a lot more people than I was going to originally talk about, but I do want to talk about them because Acrobat is a very decked class. This was a lot of utility and heavy hitters, so I just want to go over that. But now let's actually get into my top 5. Now, this might come to a surprise to literally nobody. My number one's Vikingo. Like, Vikingo is so strong right now in the meta. Like, he's doing, very easily 600, 700 mil, turn 1 guaranteed. If you run him in tag match or have +1 in the feud, Champions Chat showed off my build idea of that, and that's doing over $1 billion. Like, I really can't complain on Vikingo here. Also, I just like Vikingo. I know some people might not really know the guy. I have seen some of his stuff, some of his indie stuff. I love watching Vikingo. He's very entertaining. So I'm so glad he's so good in the game because I want him and I would love to use him. But he is pretty tough to get. He has fantastic links with Mexico and AAA. He doesn't have a gear, but man, the Mexican Destroyer, Missile, and then the Meteora is just such a good combination. And he really just wants Penta's Plate, the red, when you ever make multi-increase reg of 100%, and then he wants Plus Gauntlets as well for his ultimate. And dude can do a lot of damage. An absolute ton of damage. So that's why he's number 1. He's actually not the most damaging character on the list, but because of how easy his 3-click is, his good links, everything around him, that's why I'm making him number 1. But there is, I would say 3 other characters that can hit harder on this list than Vikingo. And one of them is actually number 2. Number 2 is going to be Ray Phoenix. I love Phoenix. Right now, he is my go-to acrobat. He is definitely going to be my for probably my first legit 7-star acrobat once I get all the crowns. And now here's why. It's this moveset. I know most people might be like, oh, run purple with a fin. Maybe you run triple red, stuff like that. I run him this way. I don't even run this move. It's just here for the reversal. But the idea here is it's increasing purple by 375 built in, and then snowfall purple. And then this is just a red move that chooses red. The reason why I run this is a few reasons. 1, it's pretty low MP, but 2, because if you run NWO Hogan, this 3-break makes it recycle itself. And this is where this plate comes in, where if I break 3 red, I gain 3 purple. So for every 3 match, I get the 1 charge move back, and I can keep stacking. I can stack that about 4 times. So 4 375 increase and 4 500% is a lot of damage. And the great thing too is you don't have to stack if you don't want to. At a gold level, I can just hit this super kick and then make a 4-break at the top, and I'll pin and I'll do like 100-something mil. However, yeah, with this way, if I do the big increase, he's doing just well over $1 billion. Like, he's killing really, really easily. He's low charge. He's really hard to deal with. I think for a lot of characters, like minus MP is a little tough to deal with, and I do have the Mexico link, so in showdowns, I am even harder to reduce down. So that's why Phoenix is 2. He's just a heavy hitter, and while he does have Cascade Rest, he doesn't have to use that Cascade Rest to do damage. And that's what I like a lot more about him, is if you want to have Cascade Rest, you can, to really maximize your damage, but if you don't want to, you don't have to. Obviously, even just doing a 3-break is going to double your damage and probably still do like 400 mil for the most part. But the great news is, right, he's got that versatility that really helps him out. And that's why he's number 2 for me, even though he does have Cascade Risk. Number 3 is another freaking character I don't have. Shocker. Is Ludwig Grande, El Grande Americano, Los Americanos. This man is mean. Basically, he is kind of just Ray Phoenix for the most part. But he does have some differences with him. He's got a really interesting build. My brother was talking to me, being like, "Has anyone previewed this yet?" And I'm like, "No, they haven't." So maybe someone should try this out. We'll go over that. His link, he has just modern era. I kind of wish he had AAA or something in here, especially what he's been doing recently. But I wish he had a little bit more than just modern era. So a lot of people run, was it purple, purple, blue? So they run the knee drop. You gain your MP. Yeah, you have a one charge move that makes multis of pretty good strength, and put bow on whatever. And then frog splash, choose 6x6 arena, swap into blue, and then choose another. Well, it's like pretty much, 6x5, 6x5 twice into blue. So like just big bore blow up. But my brother was like, what if you ran like Brown Breaker and Jerry and stuff, right? And you ran the Frog Splash, the multi move, but you ran the Snap Suplex, which makes a bottom row into Pyro. Then deal with increased real gem by 40. We don't really care about that. But the reason why he's like, well, what if you did that? Because now that Blue Piper plate exists, how much is that doing? I have no idea. But that is an idea for sure, as he could technically be Blue Piper plated and just multi in a bunch of blues, a lot of blues actually. So even if that doesn't work though, he's got some really good build. He's completely, his other way is completely one charge. You really can't like deal with that. And he hits very hard. Again, about 400 or 500 mil probably at 7-star you're going to be looking at. So that's why number 3 he's on here. I mean, he is a fantastic card. That just does a lot of stuff. So he just does a lot of good stuff for you. So that's why he's number 3. Number 4 is going to be... Now, number 4, I will say this. Number 4 and number 5 can be completely swapped, interchangeable. Just depends on what you have. Number 4 is Jacob, New Bloodline. Jacob wants Purple Piper for sure. His moment makes him even better as multi 4, purple 50. Having that gear gives him another multi 4, which is kind of absurd. I was kind of running some, like, he's got a really good countdown build, but Purple Piper of this build is nasty. And there are ways where he can stack it. That's why I have him number 4. Just because damage-wise, I don't know if he's hitting harder than like Grande on his own. Obviously, if you stack it, though, he can do like a billion. It's just a little bit harder to stack for him than a lot of other characters, like Phoenix as well. Like, I think it's just way easier for him to stack than Jacob. However, if you can stack him, my God, does he become an absolute unit. So yes, Jacob is phenomenal still nonetheless. It does require, though, to me, a Purple Piper, though, to really get going. I mean, don't get me wrong. His red, blue, red build, Eyes of Judgment, is just an absolute pain to deal with. But, like, an actual damage guy, if you do plan on running him, I think it's this way with the Purple Piper plate. And its damage is not quite there, especially with, you got characters like Vikingo, who will just 3-click win. And Phoenix, who I think stacks better, and hits harder that way. And then there's Grande, who is, one charges and whatnot, and can, I also think, probably hit harder unless Jacob gets the stacking. But I don't think he's going to do that guaranteed every time, which is why he's number 4. Now, if you are interested in that, then he's great. And this is why number 5 and number 4 are interchangeable, because if you don't like that, then I think number 5 is actually technically better. And that's Muta. Muta was a tough one because realistically, he probably hits the hardest on this list. He hits very hard. But he's really freaking slow. He does have a few other issues of like plates. Like, I mean, they're not the hardest thing to get, but he also doesn't have any reversals. He doesn't get anything like that. So that's why he's kind of just a little bit lower to me, but you can definitely make an argument that Muta is a lot higher, and I would definitely not really disagree with that. But this is why he's number 5, is just because he's slower, and also Vikingo and Phoenix, I think, are just faster, and they hit hard enough to where they're going to kill anyway. Same kind of with Grande. Jacob, I'm not sure, and that's why I think you can, have the interchangeable. So obviously the main build is this: Asian Miss, Moonsault, Shiny Wizard, blows up the board twice. You're increasing your purple gem by 999% built in, which is freaking wild. I know you can do some few other things, like he's got multis with a sub and stuff, like, he's got Snowfall Black and stuff, like, but most people run this build, right? Most people run this build. I don't think I have a belt. Oh, I do have a belt. I don't have his stuff, I don't think, on him anymore. No. But I actually might be able to give it to him. Let me actually look here. Let me reinforce this real quick. Now, the interesting thing about him is he hasn't made actually any like specialty gems or anything like that. So he really doesn't have a ton of plate options. However, it doesn't really matter anyway, because the plate options he wants... Purple Rumble. Right? And then the... I think I have one. Maybe I don't. I do have it. All right. A mini Purple Rumble. So he's a Dumbo Rumble guy. So basically, because you blow up the board twice, he makes the whole board purple again twice. Especially with a 999% built-in increase. This is where his damage comes from. However, you are blowing up the board 4 freaking times, which is why he's a little slow. But my man can do a lot of damage. And that's really all he even requires, is to just have those rumbles and just him. And that's really all he needs, other than obviously being like hype 4. So he is a damage machine. He definitely does great. I don't think you would really regret him at 7-star. But if you're someone who's more into speed, again, that's why Vikingo, Phoenix, I think Grande are on there. But you just want someone to hit hard and kill, I think Muta is going to be your guy then. So that's what I have for my top 5. So that is my list of the 2 honorable mentions and the top 5. So again, to go over them once more: honorable mentions, Cody Rhodes, Captain Rhodes, and CM Punk, Voice of the Voiceless, are my 2 honorable mentions in no particular order. And my top 5 Acrobat Males: number 1 is going to be Vikingo. Number 2 is Ray Phoenix. Number 3 is El Grande Americano. Number 4 is Jacob Fatu, and then number 5 is the Great Muta. So that is going to be my acrobat list. Obviously, there are plenty of other good acrobats in the game. Heck, you can make an argument, I think, for Snoop. You can make an argument for Penta. You can make an argument for John. Like, you can make an argument. Seriously, you can even make an argument for Warrior. Seriously, you can make an argument for him. There's a lot. I mean, I know Blue Piper, if you like to click and sit there for 10 years, you can use Shelton if you're into that. There is a lot of character options, which is great. That is a great thing. But to me, these were the 2 honorable mentions and the top 5 that I think make the most sense. Any of them are good. It also just depends on who you have, what I have. For instance, I don't have Vikingo, Grande, but I do have Phoenix with everything, and I really like Phoenix. So he's probably going to be my number 1. And if Penta hit harder, I would probably say Penta, but Phoenix is doing a lot of work for me right now, so he's going to probably go up first. So that is my list. That is what I have for you guys. If you've been here, if you're here till the end of the video, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share. And as always, I will see you guys in the next video.